Let's get to the latest as far as challenges to the Waqf Amendment Act are concerned. Supreme Court has now refused to extend the date for online registration of Waqf properties on the Umeed portal. The top court has observed that the aggrieved parties have an option to approach the tribunal. My colleague Ananya Bhatnagar is joining us. Ananya, tell us more of what transpired in the court today and why did the court not extend the deadline?
Well, absolutely. In fact, these are a batch of petitions that were before the topmost court of the country. And in fact, this is a bench headed by Justice Deepankar Datta, which was hearing certain petitions which were seeking an extension of the timeline with regards to the Waqf registration on the Umeed portal that's been created by the Centre for, in fact, the digitization of the Waqf properties. Very poignantly, in fact, the Supreme Court refused to extend that particular timeline, saying that not only an option to, in fact, go to the Waqf tribunal is available with the petitioners, but also there has been no significant evidence that has been cited by these petitioners in order to show that there were technical glitches as far as the registration of Waqf properties are concerned. And that is exactly why the top court felt that, there is no kind of an extension that could be granted as far as the deadline for the registration of Waqf properties is concerned. And hence the topmost court of the country disposed of the petition, giving them the liberty to actually approach the Waqf tribunal if at all they face any kind of a glitch.
What is the status right now as far as some of the other challenges, Ananya, to the Waqf Act are concerned? Some provisions had been held in abeyance of the Act.
Well, absolutely. In fact, there were a lot of petitions that were filed before, in fact, the topmost court of the country. And in an interim order, in fact, a bench headed by Justice B.R. Gawai had given out certain directions, said that, though the registration of Waqf properties is something that is important, but had held certain provisions and certain powers of the district collector, saying that, courts would have that particular power in order to turn down the Waqf properties. And a detailed judgment was passed by the Supreme Court enumerating upon the various provisions of the Waqf Act, though no major provision of the Waqf Act was actually stayed, and the operation of the Waqf Act still continues.